You ever walk into your own home after like a really long day and just feel, I don't know, drained? Like the place itself is kind of working against you, reminding you of all the chores instead of just, giving you a hug. What if your home wasn't just where you sleep, but like a real sanctuary, a place that actually boosts your mood, calms you down, and just makes you feel genuinely good?
Oh, absolutely. That idea, it hits home, doesn't it? Because our homes, there's so much more than just walls and a roof.
Right.
They hold our lives,
Yeah.
They see everything, the good days, the bad days, and the space itself. It has this huge impact on how we feel inside, often more than we realize.
Yeah, totally. You spend so much time there. It makes sense. It shapes how we feel day to day.
Exactly. And that connection, that deep link between our homes and, well, our inner lives, that's what we're really digging into today.
We've been looking through a whole bunch of different ideas, insights from psychology, some really practical tips from design folks, personal stories, even some new research bits.
All shared by someone asking that exact question. How do you actually make a home that brings you joy? Makes you feel happy, feel calm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And our mission here in this deep dive is to pull out really useful stuff from all that.
We want to help you get a handle on not just what makes a home feel good, but, the how. How can you start creating that feeling in your own place?
And it's not about spending loads of money or being some kind of design genius.
Not at all. It's about being thoughtful, intentional choices, accessible stuff, really.
Okay, so let's start with the basics. Why is home such a big deal for our well-being anyway? Seems kind of obvious, but the sources really hammered this point home.
They really did, consistently. Homes aren't just shelter. They're described as sanctuaries, safe havens, your personal retreat.
That place where you can just drop the mask, right?
Exactly. It's where you should feel the safest, the most protected. And that feeling, or lack of it, has a massive influence.
The sources talked about its impact on, like, everything. Happiness, mental state, emotions, overall well-being. It's not just a background. It's actively doing something to us.
Yeah, it's dynamic. And what's really interesting is this idea of a feel-good home. It's sometimes hard to put your finger on why, but you walk in and it just feels right. And that feeling, the sources suggest, it gives you roots, a sense of belonging. It's where you find, joy in little things, calm when you need it, and surprisingly, energy.
Energy, that's the one.
Right.
Not feeling drained. Because honestly, for a lot of people, walking in feels like, here's a list of things I haven't done.
Right. And the key takeaway was that creating this feeling isn't about money or having a perfect Instagram-ready house. It's about intentional choices. Choices about how the space feels and how it works for you. It's a mind shift.
Okay, so that leads perfectly in the first big practical thing, clearing the way. Minimalism, tidiness, their power.
Yes. Minimalism. Now, that word can bring up images, can't it?
Totally. Stark white boxes, maybe a bit cold.
Sometimes. But the way it was presented here, it wasn't just an aesthetic like have nothing. It was more a philosophy. Simplicity. Clutter-free. Streamlined.
Having just enough.
Yeah.
Things you actually use or love.
Precisely. Conscious curation. And the benefits, they go way beyond just looking nice. Though that's part of it too, of course.
How so? The visual appeal part.
Well, when you get rid of the extra stuff, the things you do keep, your favorite chair, that piece of art, they actually get noticed, they can breathe, they stand out.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
But the deeper stuff,
Yeah.
the feeling part.
That's where it gets really powerful, that visual clarity. It's directly linked to mental benefits. The sources were really strong on this. Clutter isn't just messy to look at.
It makes you feel stressed.
Actively contributes to stress.
Yeah.
Think about it like cognitive load. Your brain is constantly taking in information. Visual clutter is like static, background noise for your mind, always demanding a bit of attention, even if you don't realize it.
Wow, okay. So minimalism, by cutting that noise.
Exactly. It reduces the distractions, creates order, and that promotes calm, a more relaxed mind, just by lowering that constant mental effort. Fewer things yelling for your attention.
I get that. Looking at piles of mail or laundry, it does feel overwhelming, like a constant reminder.
It's a low-level stressor, always there. Removing it leads straight to better mental clarity. The sources linked a clutter-free space to better focus, fewer distractions, right? More creativity, because your mind has space, and more emotional stability, because you're removing those little daily frustrations and anxieties.
And the practical side must be huge too, cleaning.
Oh, definitely. Easy maintenance was a big point. Simplify your space. You spend way less time cleaning, dusting, tidying.
Fewer surfaces, fewer things to move.
Exactly. And that time, that energy, you get it back for things you actually want to do, things that restore you. Imagine that adding up over a week, a month. Less cleaning stress.
That sounds amazing. And for smaller homes, it must be even more crucial.
Absolutely. Efficient space use is key there. Minimalist ideas are perfect. Choose items carefully, maybe multifunctional furniture, clever storage. It maximizes every inch.
Makes it feel bigger, maybe. Less cramped.
Yeah, it can create that illusion of openness, makes a small space feel less tight, more breathable.
And there were other benefits too, right? Like financial and environmental.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
It's seen as cost-effective long-term because it makes you think before you buy. Conscious consumption.
Quality over quantity.
Right. Investing in things that last, that are timeless, instead of cheap, trendy stuff that just becomes clutter later. Saves money, reduces waste.
Which ties into the sustainability angle.
Beautifully. Consuming less, choosing eco-friendly things when you do buy, repairing instead of replacing. It all adds up to a smaller environmental footprint. Connecting your home choices to that bigger picture can feel good in itself.
So all these things looks better. Less stress, clearer mind, easier cleaning, saves space, saves money, better for the planet. They all kind of loop back to creating that calm foundation.
It's not about being perfect or depriving yourself. It's about making your space support your well-being.
And you don't have to become like an extreme minimalist overnight.
Not at all. One source made a great point connecting these big ideas to just tidying up, bringing a little order, a little stillness, even to one corner of a busy home. It helps.
Start small.
Yeah. Start somewhere manageable. Feel the difference. Build on it. Even the act of clearing and tidying can feel like self-care. Taking control of your little patch when the world feels messy.
Okay, I like that. So we start clearing the way, being mindful of clutter. Then what? How do we layer in that comfort and calm? Senses seem important here. Light, for starters.
Light is huge. It's not just for seeing. It's a powerful input. Affects our emotions, our mental state, even our body rhythms, productivity.
Like how a sunny day feels so much better than a gloomy one.
Exactly that. Natural light is consistently flagged as a major mood booster. The sources mentioned it can trigger serotonin, the happy chemical, helps fight off feeling down.
And bad artificial light, like harsh fluorescent tubes.
They can actually make you feel anxious, tired, irritable, that kind of sterile, headachy feeling you sometimes get in offices. Not exactly sanctuary vibes.
Definitely not. So the type of artificial light matters too.
Massively. The color temperature, measured in kelvins. Warm white lights under 3000 K, they have that soft yellowish glow. Think old incandescent bulbs or candlelight. Very cozy, inviting, relaxing.
Yeah.
Cooler white lights over 4000 K, they're brighter, bluer, more like daylight. They're more stimulating, good for focus, like task lighting. But for that feel-good home vibe, the focus was definitely on warmer light where you can.
And how do you actually do that, practically?
Use soft, warm accents, lots of them. String lights were mentioned. Dimmable lamps are great because you control the brightness. And actual candles.
Real candles,
Yeah.
not just the LED ones.
The sources stress that, obviously be safe, but the flicker of a real flame has this unique quality, enhances coziness, relaxation. The main advice was, don't just rely on the big overhead light.
Why not?
It can be harsh, create weird shadows, make things look flat. Instead, layer your light. Different sources, different heights, different intensities, lamps, maybe some uplighting, task lights. It creates depth, warmth, lets you change the mood for different things.
That makes sense. Layering.
And not having enough light or using really dark, light-absorbing colors everywhere, that can be genuinely draining, makes you feel sluggish, can even mess with your sleep cycle, your circadian rhythm.
Your internal clock.
Yeah. If your light exposure is off, it affects sleep quality, mood, energy. So getting the lighting right, layered, warm, where appropriate, it's not just decoration. It's fundamental for feeling good.
Okay, light is crucial. What about the opposite noise? Too much sound can wreck the calm vibe.
Oh, absolutely. Unwanted noise is a huge disruptor. Traffic, neighbors, even sounds inside the house. It really impacts our ability to relax, to focus, to feel peaceful.
So how do we manage that? The sources talked about soundproofing.
They did, or maybe sound management is a better term. It's about minimizing sound getting in or bouncing around. And they made a good distinction.
Between what?
Sound absorption versus sound blocking often get mixed up. Absorption is about soaking up sound inside a room. Think soft stuff, rugs, curtains, acoustic panels. They reduce echoes, make the room sound quieter internally, speech clearer.
Okay, soaks up. And blocking.
Blocking is about stopping sound from getting in or out. Needs heavy, dense materials, thick walls, solid doors, special windows, stops the barking dog sound, the traffic noise.
Got it. So different problems, different solutions. What were some practical tips? Windows seem like a weak spot.
What major weak spot? First step, seal the gaps around the frame. Weather stripping, acoustic sealant, simple but can make a difference.
And curtains.
Heavy, thick ones help, especially with the dense lining, maybe vinyl. They absorb some sound, add a barrier. Cellular shades offer a little bit too.
And for really bad noise.
More involved stuff. Window inserts, they create an air gap, stops vibrations. Or laminated glass windows. More expensive, but effective because the dense glass and air gap blocks sound well.
Okay, what about doors? My bedroom door is hollow. Lets everything through.
Common problem. Hollow core doors are bad for sound. Solid core are much better, but yeah, pricey to replace.
Cheaper fixes?
Definitely. Soundproof rubber strips around the frame. Weather stripping again fills the gap. A door gasket gives a really tight seal. And a door sweep at the bottom seals that annoying gap. Even small seals help a lot.
Good to know. And for the room itself, beyond windows and doors.
Strategic furniture placement can help a bit. Heavy stuff like bookshelves or sofas against outside walls absorbs and slightly blocks, but careful not to just create clutter.
Right, balance.
Acoustic wallpaper or panels were mentioned. They don't block sound much, but they manage the sound in the room. Reduce echo, harshness, make it sound calmer.
And just soft stuff helps.
Hugely. That's often the easiest, most affordable route. More rugs, thick curtains, tapestries on the walls. They all trap sound waves, reduce reverberation. Carpet, especially with a thick pad underneath, is great for absorption.
And more complex things.
Things like special floor underlayment, or even building a false ceiling with insulation if noise from above is the issue. But often it's about layering the simpler strategies first.
Okay, so we've tackled clutter, light, and sound. Building those layers of calm. What's next? Making it feel like mine. Personalization.
Yes, this came up again and again. Crucial. A feel-good home has to reflect you. Your personality, your tastes, your life. When it feels like you feel comfortable, you belong, you feel safe.
It grounds you.
Totally. Seeing yourself in your space reinforces who you are. But if your space feels generic or like it's designed for someone else, it creates this weird disconnect, like you're just visiting, even if you own it. It doesn't feel right.
So how do you do that? Infuse personality without just adding more clutter.
Good question. Several ways came up. Color is a big one. Doesn't have to be crazy bright walls everywhere.
Like maybe just one wall. Go through accessories.
Yeah. Exactly. Art prints, throws, cushions, or a feature wall in a color that makes you happy. One tip was to look at something you already love, a rug, a piece of art, some pottery, and pull colors from that to build a palette.
That's smart. What else?
Displaying cherished items, especially photos. This was highlighted as really powerful for emotional connection.
Seeing faces you love, memories.
Right, daily inspiration. Conversation starters for guests, too, makes the space feel instantly more personal, lived in. You can frame them, use digital displays, or get canvas prints. Customizing how you display them makes it even more you.
And just embracing your own style, even if it's weird.
Especially if it's weird. One source basically said your home should be where you're comfortable with all the cool stuff you found and like. Forget the rules.
Ah, I like that.
It's not about sticking to one label, minimalist, boho, whatever. It's about surrounding yourself with things that genuinely mean something to you. Mixing styles is fine. It tells your story.
And that Hig idea, the cozy corner, Higgrug.
Yeah, Higkrog, I think. It ties in perfectly. Creating a little dedicated spot just for you. For relaxing, reading, reflecting.
Like a comfy chair, a blanket, maybe some photos.
Exactly. Personalize that little nook with things that feel special. It becomes a true sanctuary within the sanctuary. A place for quiet, comfort, maybe a bit of nostalgia, purely for your peace.
And just doing this stuff, choosing colors, arranging things that feels good too.
The process itself, it's creative, it's self-expression, mentally rewarding. It's like having a conversation with your space.
Okay, so the space feels like you, but it also needs to work for you, right? Functionality and flow.
Absolutely essential. A beautiful space that doesn't function well, that's just frustrating.
Yeah, a feel-good home makes it easy to do what you need and love to do. It supports you, doesn't block you.
It's like having your hobby stuff easy to grab versus buried under piles of other things. If it's hard to get to, you just won't do it.
Guilty. So it's about layout, organization, making daily routines smoother.
Exactly. Reducing friction. There was a great point about small annoyances adding up.
Like what?
A sticking door, a jammed drawer, That cluttered spot you always bump into, a broken light you haven't fixed.
Ah, yes.
Individually, they're tiny, but bump into them day after day. They create this low-level, constant irritation. Stress builds up. You might even snap at someone because of it without realizing why.
Wow. Okay, so fixing the sticky drawer is actually self-care.
In a way, yes. It's about minimizing those daily stressors. So, practical actions, optimize your space for how you use it, reading corner, efficient kitchen, easy access storage.
Improving organization systems, like
Yeah.
that pantry purge example.
Right. Not just tidy, but functional. Find things quickly, less waste, less decision fatigue. Small wins like that improve the overall flow, reduce friction.
And dividing up bigger rooms into zones.
Yeah, that came up, I think, from a Reddit thread, especially in open plan living, creating zones for sleeping, relaxing, working, whatever. Even without walls. Gives structure, makes it feel cozier, more manageable. Each area has a purpose.
Which kind of leads to making sure it works for everyone living there, not just one person.
Such a vital point. Inclusivity. Belonging.
The home shouldn't just reflect one person's tastes or habits.
Exactly. The example used was a bed shoved against a wall in a shared room. Save space, maybe? But it's unequal for the people sleeping there. One has to clamber over the other.
Right. Not ideal.
A feel-good home feels like everyone belongs. Everyone's considered. Equality in the space.
So everyone should have their own little space if possible.
Yeah.
And feel represented in shared areas.
Yes. And involving kids, too. Not just in their rooms, but letting them have some say in shared spaces. Choosing a cushion, picking some art. It gives them ownership, makes them feel rooted, like it's their home, too.
Creating that shared comfort, shared belonging, where everyone feels seen, valued.
And ultimately, that helps the home do its main job, recharging you, being a source of energy, not a drain.
Yes. The litmus test. Does being home restore you, energize you, or leave you feeling blah?
And that ties back to everything we've discussed. Clutter. It's like a visual to-do list, constantly draining energy.
Light. Not enough, or the wrong kind. Makes you feel tired, messes with sleep.
And personalization. Surrounding yourself with things you love, that bring comfort, that reduces stress, offers emotional support, creates that psychological safety.
So it all works together to refill your cup, make you feel more resilient.
Exactly. Sends you back out feeling stronger.
Okay, but what about perfection? Does it have to be pristine?
No, that was another strong theme. A feel-good home is lived in. It embraces that.
It's okay to show signs of life. A bit of hand, a mark here or there.
Yes. It's not about carelessness, but about being able to relax, to be comfortable without constantly worrying you'll break something or mess it up. If your home feels like a museum you're scared to touch, that's not relaxing.
Feels more like pressure.
Right. And part of that is tackling those dead spaces. You know, the room that's just full of junk, the closet you never open.
Making the whole house usable.
Yeah. Making most spaces functional reduces that background stress of knowing there's chaos hiding somewhere. Makes the whole place feel more supportive.
And homes change, right? They're not static.
Exactly. We change. Our lives change. Kids grow. Tastes evolve. A feel-good home evolves with you. It's not frozen in time.
So it's okay to refresh things, move stuff around.
Absolutely. Encouraged, even. Moving art, repotting plants, changing textiles with the seasons. Small things keep it feeling fresh, alive. Even if the big stuff stays the same for years, shows it's a dynamic space.
And the final piece, maybe a surprising one.
Yeah.
Does your home make you want to invite people over?
Huh. Yes. A powerful indicator, isn't it? It speaks volumes about how comfortable you feel there.
And feeling embarrassed by your home.
Mm-hmm.
That can really hold you back socially.
It can. Big time. Feeling judged because of clutter or old furniture, it can lead to isolation. But focusing on creating that welcoming, feeling comfort, personality, ease, rather than chasing Instagram perfection, that helps overcome the pressure.
Makes sense. Create a place where you feel good and others will likely feel welcome too, where connection can actually happen.
Precisely. When your home feels good to you, you naturally want to share that good feeling.
Okay, so let's try and synthesize all this. It feels like layers building on each other.
It really does. Starts with that foundation. Clearing clutter. Not just for looks, but for less stress, more mental clarity, lowering that cognitive noise.
Then layering in the senses. Strategic light for mood, warmth, body clocks. Managing sound for quiet, less irritation. Bringing nature in with plants for stress relief, mindfulness, that connection.
Then the personal layers. Making it reflect you, your identity, your story. Seeing yourself there. Creating those cozy nooks, those hide crogs.
And making sure it works. Functionality, flow. Supporting daily life. reducing those little frustrations, making things easy.
Plus inclusivity, making it work for everyone who lives there. Shared belonging, vital for harmony. And all that leads to the home being a place that genuinely recharges you, gives you energy back.
And remembering it's okay for it to be lived in, to evolve, not chasing static perfection, making it comfortable enough for real life, a place you want to share.
Exactly. And the constant refrain from the sources was, this isn't mainly about money, it's about intention. Paying attention to how the space feels and functions for you and yours. Making mindful choices.
It's really an ongoing journey, isn't it? Aligning your space with your well-being through thoughtful choices, personalization, function, letting it reflect your actual life. It's about the feeling, not just how it looks.
Yeah. Maybe the real measure of a feel-good home isn't the photo or how perfectly tidy it is. Maybe it's just how does it make you feel the second you walk in the door? So thinking about that, what's one small intentional thing you can maybe do today? Just one thing to bring a little more joy or calm or energy into your own corner of the world.